Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for August 22nd, 2019. This is a show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my thoughts on them. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story so you can read them out for yourself in the order I talk about them. And leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Helps us a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, right off the bat, quick deal. The TCL 50-inch 4 Series Roku TV with 4K HDR is on sale for just $268. Now, TCL has announced new Roku TVs coming out later this year, but this is a really good deal on a really cheap Roku TV. Perfect for a second TV, kids' room, or honestly, a main living room. It's not a bad TV at that price. So link to that deal in the show notes down below. All right, quick warning, we've talked about this kind of stuff. I've been hearing a lot of people email in recently. I wanted to address this because it's a common question we've been getting recently. No, Roku is not offering free lifetime Hulu. Right now there's somebody offering, if you pay an activation fee to set up your new Roku, they will give you lifetime free Hulu. That is not a real offer. Just keep that in mind. Typically these are accounts that the username and password have been compromised and they're giving you access to somebody else's email and password to access this content. Roku does not charge a fee to activate your Roku. You do not have to pay to activate your Roku. We have a full guide down below in how to activate your Roku for free the way it's supposed to happen. Please keep in mind, Roku and Hulu are not offering free lifetime Hulu. You think about it, at the price that they're charging, $100 and some bucks, no way they could cover that for a lifetime. And often these accounts stop working shortly after because the person realizes you're using their Hulu account and they change their passwords and they kick you off. So keep that in mind. If it sounds too good to be true, as your grandma always said, probably is. Spectrum TV now charges $24.98 to use their DVR. Over time, those fees and taxes keep going up, and now Spectrum has two different fees if you want to have a DVR. There's first the DVR service fee of $12.99 a month, and there is now a DVR equipment rental fee of $11.99 a month for the first DVR. Now, if you want additional ones, you can get additional DVRs, but there will be an additional cost adding up to $19.99 depending on how many additional DVRs you want. So keep that in mind. Now, I find this very interesting because, again, this is one of those fees. They advertise DVR, they know the cost of their DVR, but they don't put it in the advertised price on here. Just one more example of these hidden fees and hidden taxes in cable TV that Cord Cutting does have. For all the talk of Sling charging $5, Sling is $5, Spectrum's $24. And most of the live TV streaming services include DVR as part of it. YouTube TV, PlayStation Vue, and etc. All have a DVR and all include the cost there. Now they may have additional add-ons like Hulu and more for the DVR, but your basic DVR is included with the advertised price, which I like. Much more than this $24.98 fee that they're tacking on there. So if you want to see a full breakdown, plus a look at some other Spectrum fees that can add up to $60 or more, link in the show notes down below. But let me know, how much were you paying in fees? Do you remember any that particularly stood out to you? We have a link in the show notes down below that in the story that breaks out all of the fees and stuff from one particular customer's bill from last year. I'd love to know, how does that compare to what your Spectrum TV bill was when you left them? Or maybe Comcast or Cox or any of the cable TV satellite providers. Let me know what their fees were and was that part of you canceling? But always keep in mind, when you see those deals that are too good to be true, and you see, oh man, I could get all this stuff for $80, internet, TV, whatever it may be, always remember, well, yeah, but then you have regional sports fees, broadcast TV fees, regulatory recovery fees, DVR fees, set-top box fees, and more. So keep that in mind. All right, recently we learned that Apple TV, or Apple TV Plus, I should say, was going to up their spending from $1 billion original content to $6 billion, according to a report. Now, according to a new report that came out, this is more than Netflix, Disney, plus Amazon and Hulu will be spending on original content combined. Apple is betting big on their TV service. They really want to try to expand out of their core hardware business. Of course, the phone business and the computer business isn't what it used to be, with the computers and phones being much more powerful, much more capable of doing what people want. People aren't rushing out to upgrade every year like they used to. It seems like Apple is looking around like, hey, where could we expand our business so that we can keep our growth? You know, the problem with being a publicly traded company is you need growth. If you don't get growth, you're going to get killed in the stock market. Even if you're like, hey, we made $100 billion and we made $100 billion this year, they're going to say, how come you didn't make $120 billion? That's just kind of the way stock markets work, unfortunately. So Apple is diving headlong into this streaming service that will reportedly launch in November, costs about $9.99. And remember though, a lot of this content that they're producing now won't be available at launch. But Apple's definitely spending big. Now, Apple kind of has to spend big. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and Disney now have a back catalog of content. They can turn and they can say, hey, we have third-party deals to bring content for places like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. And we have the ability to say, we have all this content we've already produced. We don't need to spend quite as much today. So this is understandable, maybe in this move, but it is shocking to see $6 billion is more than Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, and Hulu combined. So let me know, do you intend to use Disney Plus? If you had to pick of the new services coming out, Disney Plus or Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, HBO Max, and the new NBC Universal, which I don't think has an official name yet, which one of those services would you pick and why? Which one stands out to you? Leave us a comment, let us know. All right, speaking of all these services, a new study from eMarketer predicts that Netflix is going to lose a little bit of market share. This does not necessarily mean that Netflix will be losing subscribers as much as they are over 50% of the streaming market right now in market share. And they predict with the Disney Plus and HBO Max and Apple TV Plus that they're going to eat into that market share, pull Netflix market share down, which will make Netflix a little bit less powerful in negotiating deals. So it'll be very interesting to come. I would love to know if you intend to cancel Netflix. Have you canceled Netflix recently? Leave us a comment, let us know. All right, next story up of the day. This week, PlayStation Vue updated the Roku channel, and it brought many bugs with it. Many people have been complaining, especially on older Rokus. It seems that newer Rokus, like the Roku Ultra and the new Roku Sticks and more, are fairly fine. Some changes that annoy people, like the changing of the favorites, which I'll get to in a second. But older Roku owners are having a lot of issues. Now, we compiled some of the known fixes for these issues into a single post. For instance, lost DVR recordings. So people are saying when they fully reboot their Roku, unplug it from the wall, plug it back in, maybe the easiest way to do that for many people. It has fixed that issue for some of them. One of the things that many people complain about is in the guide, it used to be at the top would be your saved favorites, and then it'll be all the other channels. That's gone. But on the home screen now, when you launch PlayStation Vue, there's a row of tabs at the top. One of them is favorite channels, and in that favorite channels, you can still access your favorite channels there. Hopefully that returns to the guide. There's some other bug fixes and more in the post down below. If you're struggling with the new PlayStation Vue app on Roku, let me know. I know a lot of people complain that shortcuts and quick things that used to work aren't there anymore. Other people say, hey, for the newer Rokus, this is actually a big improvement. So let me know, what's your experience with the new PlayStation Vue app on Roku? And has it worked out for you or hasn't it? But I have a breakdown in the show notes of all the fixes we have found. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Unfortunately, the podcast is not happening today. Jess woke up and her internet's out. So hopefully that'll be fixed today. We're going to try to do the podcast tomorrow. So fingers crossed, everybody, that the cable company up there fixes that internet. It's not just at her location. She went to like a coffee shop in the library, and they're out of internet too because they all use the same cable company. So fingers crossed this will be fixed soon, and we'll be having the podcast tomorrow. If you have any questions on that, leave me a comment, let me know. Otherwise, hey, huge thank you to everybody. We really appreciate your support. We'll be announcing the winner of the giveaway tonight over at corecarsnews.com, so make sure you check it out. Check out the site too, corecarsnews.com. If you don't, tons of content there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. We will really appreciate it. Well, I'll see you back tomorrow. Don't forget, podcast tomorrow now. And thanks everybody for your support. Take care, everybody.